Leading Mexican microfinance bank Compartamos blew away expectations when it reported third-quarter earnings yesterday, and it sees growth for 2009 besting Wall Street's outlook as well. So joining us now with insight into how the bank will continue to outperform and where he sees growth in the sector going forward, is Carlos Danel. He's co-CEO of Banco Compartamos. Good morning to you, sir. You added
Good morning.
500,000 new clients. Your income from fees jumped 157%. How did this happen?
Well, we found ourselves a year ago in a very challenging environment, and what we saw was an opportunity to actually seize that environment. We basically tend working capital loans to micro entrepreneurs in Mexico, and this was an opportunity to serve their needs. And it's funny because we took 18 years to reach 1 million clients, and there in a little more than a year we've reached 500,000 more. So very, very successful.
Is this a function of more people needing to find alternative methods of employment and therefore moving into the microfinance sector, or is this a symptom of the credit market still being locked up enough that people have to seek alternative methods of funding?
The Mexican microfinance market is actually a very large market. We estimate that there are close to 10 million micro entrepreneurs that need working capital, and this was before the crisis. The crisis itself also propels a lot of people that are left out of the job market into creating their own job opportunities. So the market does grow in such an environment.
It is recognized as a growing market. Certainly, Carlos Slim has gotten into the microfinance business, along with Mohamed Yunus, the Nobel laureate. Walmart, the world's biggest retailer, also getting in here. That's changed your competitive environment tremendously, I would imagine.
Yes, it keeps us on our toe. One of the things that we set out ourselves to do is really more than just build a company, is build an industry, and we're very happy to see large names and very important people coming into the sector and creating an industry and providing opportunities for all the clients. So it also makes us more competitive.
Makes it more competitive. Does that mean that you're going to have to get more competitive with your rates? Because one of the criticisms, particularly from Mohamed Yunus, is saying that by charging higher fees to those who can't afford traditional loans in the first place, that it moves away from being helpful and can be hurtful.
Well, yes. Very competitive means actually providing a product that's very, that adds value to the lives of clients. And pricing plays a part of that, but it's not the entire picture. There are other attributes within the products that are very important for the client. Now, in terms of pricing, these are very, very tiny loans, about $300 in a, let's say, medium-sized economy. So there are, costs to cover for those very, very tiny loans. And we've been for many years lowering interest rates in an effort to provide better pricing and also to, in a way, translate the efficiency gains that we've had throughout the years with our operations, with scale, to the client. So we feel, usually in the marketplace, we're very competitive in terms of pricing. We're usually, in that sense, the lower cost. But again, clients make up their mind on the value added, not just on the pricing of the loans.
We've been hearing more about the growth of microfinance as an industry. We also are hearing reports that SKS, a microfinance firm in South Asia, is also considering an IPO. You're in the public markets. What does moving into the public markets do in terms of changing your business model as a microfinance lender? Have you moved away from your original intention?
No, I think a lot of people were concerned that as microfinance gets more commercial and now moves into public markets, it might have what they call mission drift. In our case, we've never seen that. We still lend 95% to women in, D segments in Mexico, low-income entrepreneurs. So the mission, I would say, is not only the same, but it has also been enhanced and solidified. And I think that's true for a lot of the microfinance institutions that are coming commercial. It does wonderful things when you come commercial, in the sense that really what has been lacking in this industry for many, many years has been scale. And tapping into the commercial market, tapping into the capital markets brings scale, transparency, and all sorts of good things into the operation.
You talk about scale, and what jumps to mind is the question of joining up with a larger firm. There is tremendous interest in the retail space right now from some of the biggest names on Wall Street. Have you been approached?
Well, we've always had very interesting conversations with different players, and actually have built very strong alliances with some retail chains in order to make the service more convenient to our client, closer to where they live, and lower cost. And that is a key component of the business model. We, as of now, have always done these joint ventures with people that have the same kind of footprint that we have in the country, and I think this is only going to grow in the future. But clearly, there is a very large space for people that have large retail networks to also provide those networks to serve the financial needs of lower-income communities.
All right. Thank you so much, Carlos Danel, co-CEO of Banco Compartamos, the microfinance lender, doing well in this environment as more people, consumers in Mexico, look for alternative methods of financing.